And welcome back to the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. A beautiful shot of one of the newest buildings on campus, as we are all set for game 2 of our doubleheader. Montgomery College Raptors taking on the Prince George's Community College Owls. In case you joined us late, the Raptors took the first game of our doubleheader convincingly, 11-4 over the Owls, as Clayton Dwyer went 6 innings to get the win. Joe Daly came in to close things down, and a strong offensive showing by the Raptors, right, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. Austin Grass went 3 for 3 with 2 RBI. He had a home run and a hit by a pitch. He got on base every time he came up. And as you were saying, Clayton Dwyer had pitched an excellent game. 6 innings, had 5 Ks. He only gave up 1 earned run in that time.
And that win moves him to 5-0 on the season. And again, the Raptors have only played 16 games. Clayton Dwyer with 5 of those wins. So we are all set for game 2, and Steve Clapper is going to be on the mound for the Raptors in game 2. Joe, as we take a look, let's start with the Prince George's lineup. A couple of those guys had strong games in our opener.
Yeah, but Mateen had a nice triple to the wall. Beto, who's like arguably their best player, had a quiet game. I believe he went 0 for. He did have an RBI in the 7th inning last game, but he was kept quiet by the battery of the Raptors. I don't know whether or not he'll have his bat wake up in this game against Steve Clapper, as you see on the mound right there, who's got a record of 1-1. He's got an ERA of 1.69, 22 strikeouts in 16 innings pitched.
And in a second, we'll take a look at the Raptors' defensive lineup for the start of the second game. But we are underway, and there's a quick look at the Raptors' defense, which played pretty well in the first game, and pretty much the same lineup, except we do have a Grass at catcher, but it's Brendan Grass.
Yeah, he's a brother of Austin. They both play catcher for this squad here. Also, an outfield change because Clapper's on the mound. Ryan Boland is now playing in the outfield.
So Brendan Grass goes by the nickname of Teddy Grass, and he'll be behind the plate here in the second game. And leading off for Prince George's, as he did in the first game, is Austin Adams. He was 0 for 2 in the first game. And there's a drop third strike, but an easy out at first.
So Clapper starts off very strong with the strikeout. This is forte. He averages 12.38 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's
wow.
An incredible statistic right there.
Wow. So that brings up number 2, Tommy Petrosino. He also batted second in the first game. And he was 3 for 4 in the first game. So strong offensive game for Petrosino in our opener today. But again, the Raptors took that one at 11-4 behind a strong outing from Clayton Dwyer and a big second inning. Raptors put up 8 runs in the second inning to take that first game.
And Coach Rasher hopes to get a similar type of pitching performance from Steve Clapper in Game 2 that he got from Clayton Dwyer. It's a pretty little curve slider hybrid right there. Clapper has a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, and that curve slider. He's got a sneaky fast delivery. It starts off slowly, and then the ball is on top of you really quickly, as you saw right there in that strikeout.
And another strikeout. So Clapper, we had our doubts about whether or not we would see Clapper in the second game, Joe, as we're going to take another look at that strikeout.
In Game 1, he got hit the foot with a pitch, and when he's pitching, that's the foot that's on the rubber he pushes off with. So we were concerned whether or not he was going to be able to get that leg drive to be able to pitch, but apparently he's okay and doing just fine.
Curveball on the outside corner for a strike. Beto was 0 for 3 in the first game. Also had a key error in the outfield when he tried to barehand a ball rather than use the mitt. There's another wicked curve. Boy.
That slurve, it drops down but also drops across and away from a lefty and toward a right-handed batter.
So he's quickly ahead 2 strikes, and there's strike 3 as he strikes out the side. Boy, that's a way to start a game.
that is a statement start for the Raptors right there. Steve Clapper is on point to start the game.
Get another look at that.
Some nice little slow curve up high and gets him swinging.
And we're going to keep it right here because I'm going to take a look now at the Raptors offensive lineup for the second game. Couple of changes there, but essentially the same lineup except for Brendan Grass and Ryan Boland. Austin Grass is going to be the DH in the second game. Of course, he had a tremendous first game.
He had a ridiculous, first game where he was 3 for 3 with a home run and a couple of RBI.
And a walk. He had a perfect game. Also in the first game, Will Burgess with a long home run. Sean Sullivan was all over the base paths. Rio Fabre.
Yep, he had a double off the left field wall.
And then Peyton Schubert down there in the 9-hole, really very productive game.
Very much so. He got on base, he drove in some runs, and got himself around. Played some good defense, too.
And here's a look at the defensive lineup for Prince George's in the second game. We see Reese out there, Clark Reese on the mound. A little bit different. Rotundo in at catcher, and Montero in left, and Mateen now. Montero was in center in the first game. He is now moved to left, and Toe is now the DH for the second game. And there's a good look at Clark Reese, the starter for Prince George's.
Clark Reese comes to the game with a 2-2 record. He's got an ERA of 8.20. He gives up a lot of walks, and that's a indicator of some command issues. And he also has given up 3 home runs on the year. So if he gets the ball up and in the wheelhouse of these Raptors hitters, they can hit a few more home runs as they did in the first game. Otherwise, 7.79 Ks per 9 innings. So he can get some strikeouts, but they can get some runs off him as well.
Well, he's allowed 13 walks, which leads, if you want to call it that, the staff for Prince George's leads by meaning the most of any pitcher, and 17 earned runs in 18 innings pitched. And he's facing Sean Sullivan, who lays down a bunt. That's going to be another tough play, and he is safe. He avoided the tag and then dove in, avoiding a second tag. So Sean Sullivan, he's becoming a little pest out there for Prince George's.
Yeah, he lays down just a really nice bunt right down the line.
And he runs so well.
He runs, and Petrandria tries to get him. He overruns the bag, but is able to get back right before Petrandria was able to get to the bag. Safe at first.
Fabre up now. He was 1 for 4 in the first game. Rio Fabre, freshman out of Clarksburg High School. The Raptors get the leadoff man on in a very creative way. And Reese already pitching out of the stretch.
Fabre, arguably the best hitter on this Raptors team. Had a rope double to the wall in game 1.
Came into today hitting .435. Highest batting average on the Raptor team at the moment. Although the way game one went, that team batting average certainly took a climb.
Yeah, he had a stolen base and a walk in the first game as well.
Oh, they got him picked off, but Sullivan is out.
He's out. Nice pickoff move by Reese there. The crafty lefty right there. Looked like he might have been going home, but without balking, he takes a step to first base, gets him picked off.
So the leadoff runner is erased, and now Fabre is up there with nobody on. And he takes ball 2. Get a good look, and they had him dead to rights. And he tried to avoid the tag, but they got enough. And that's high. 3-1 now to Fabre.
Hey, Solly.
This is what we were talking about, that Reese is a good pitcher with a strong arm, but like he's a little bit erratic.
And ball 4.
And he gives up the walks.
So that pickoff saved a more troublesome situation.
He kept the runner out of scoring position.
And that brings up Burgess. Had a nice game in the first game. Second baseman for the Raptors.
Hit a long home run to right field in game 1.
Transfer from Shepherd University. Not too far from here, actually. That's high.
Kept it in state.
He was 1 for 4 in the first game with a home run and an RBI. 2 RBIs. Had that bomb to right field, Joe.
Almost took out one of our camera operators out
It
there.
sure did. And it was out of here so fast and so quickly, and it was absolutely no doubt about it.
The right fielder Montero just didn't even move.
No, he may have taken a step, and he just said, "Are you kidding me?" Another ball. So quickly 3-0 now to Burgess after walking Fabre. Burgess wearing a protective
some kind of
pad of some sort
ankle.
on his ankle. He probably took a ball off the ankle, and he walks. So now there's 2 on, and that brings up Austin Grass, who had a big first game. Going to have a mound conference early. Grass was 3 for 3 with a walk, home run, couple of RBIs.
Got hit by a pitch too, so he got on base in all kinds of ways.
He was up every time. He was on every time up, and did a fine job at catcher.
Yeah, he threw out a runner at second base as well.
He's DHing, and he and Dwyer worked very well together in the first game. So he's the DH in this second game. His brother Brendan is catching. So it's a brothers tandem behind the plate today. There's a number. He hit it off his own ankle. It's going to be a foul ball.
And therein lies the reasons for those protective sleeves down around your ankles. Those foul balls off the foot, off the ankle, those hurt.
Oh man, there's no protection down there.
Yep, and that hit right off of it. So that's the only reason he's not still on the ground right now.
Yep, he's got one on too. You hit a ball off the ankle or the top of the foot. There's no flesh there. It's just bone and nerves, and that's got to hurt. There's a line drive single into right field. That's going to get through. Here comes Fabre.
That's very aggressive right there by Austin Grass. The ball hit to right center field. He took a chance at the throw coming into third base, so he takes second. Gets him in scoring position.
And takes away the double play.
Absolutely. Next piece of hitting, takes the ball that's on the outside corner. He takes it the opposite field. Just hits it where it is. Doesn't try to pull that ball.
And that brings up Harold Marte. He was 0 for 2 in the first game with a walk. And of course, if you're joining us late, Harold was a star for Prince George's last year. But after the Owls beat the Raptors in the Region 20 tournament and then went to the World Series, he decided he wanted to play at Montgomery College. So he and Michael Hoverhill, who we have not seen today, he's a pitcher, they both transferred here. And he's hit by a pitch.
My pitch loads the bases right there.
Bases loaded.
Yeah, Clark Reese, like, you know, that's the scouting report on him. His control is just, you know, lacking. He's kind of erratic out there. He walks a lot of people. You see, hit batsman right there. He could be a very good pitcher once he gets those control issues under, you know, in hand. But as of right now, like, he's very erratic, and you can see by, you know, a couple walks and a hit batter here.
He is a freshman, so some growing pains are to be expected. But he's got Darren Preble in front of him now. He pops it up, out of play. So Preble with the bases loaded. Bottom of the first, Raptors with a run in.
George is playing their infield in, trying to cut off any more runs coming in if they can.
Ball outside. Evens the count at 1-1.
Shortstop and the second baseman are right on the edge of the grass, as is third base. They don't want another big inning like Game 1.
No, Game 1 got away in the second inning, and Prince George's was not able to recover as the Raptors put an 8 spot on the board. Battered around.
Yes. Last thing Coach Foster wants is a repeat of that, because that can be very demoralizing for a team.
That's for sure. You fall behind big 2 games in a row to your #1 rival in a game that really Prince George's needs real bad. There's a base hit through the drawn-in infield. Here comes one run. Here comes another run. Grass is safe with the run, as Preble does the job. Line single to right through the drawn-in infield.
You know, we can all sit back here and play, you know, armchair manager back here, but, you know, a line shot like that, if the second baseman were playing back in regular depth, that could possibly have been a double play ball and gotten them out the inning. Because they're playing in, the ball gets through, a 2-run score.
The percentage play is to play them in. So that brings up Teddy Grass.
Teddy comes in hitting just 200. He's right at the Mendoza line right there.
Only had 10 at bats. He is your backup catcher. He is your #2 catcher, and he swings through that one. So Raptors with 3 runs in now. 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Grass hits a fly ball to right. Raptors tag. Oh, it got over his head. And here comes Marte. Throw to the plate, not in time. Marte scores. As the Raptors had to hold, the ball was in the air, but Marte hustles in with the 4th run of the inning. And let's take another look at that, Joe.
I wouldn't be surprised if the sun had something to do with that. He's backing up there. He's looking like he's trying to find it. Sunglasses are in, but it just goes over his head. He was right there, and it just went right over his head. I guess, you know, we're probably going to score that an error.
I think that's got to be an error. I know it's a tough one for Bradley. So that brings up number 24 for the Raptors, Ryan Boland. We first time seeing him today. He's a freshman out of Walter Johnson High School. Has just 14 at bats on the season, and he swings through that one.
You know what? For Bradley out there in right field, You know what? There may be an issue because the wind is blowing out there, so maybe he thought he was camped under it, and the wind pushed it a little bit beyond him.
It could well be. Wind was still earlier in the game. Now that flag out there in right center is whipping around pretty good, so it could be.
It could be. I mean, there's not a whole lot of other explanation for why he was right there, and the ball just goes right over his glove.
Of course, one of the toughest plays for an outfielder is a ball hit directly over your head. And that one was, that's where that was. And it wasn't that high. So it could be that the wind played some games with it. But the Raptors are now up 4-0. He did, and that's true. Our statistician, Evan Brown, just points out that he did not turn on the ball and run. He backpedaled. There's the throw to third, not in time. Stolen base for Preble, double steal. As Preble picks up the stolen base, Teddy Grass.
I don't know if Teddy Grass steals that many bases, but you know he'll be happy to boost that stat on his on the backside of a double steal.
He'll take it. He'll take it. So now 2 outs for the Raptors. As Bolin went down on strikes, and that brings up Peyton Schubert, who had a very solid game in Game 1. Right in the middle of a lot of the action. Had a triple. Swings through that one. He was 2 for 3 with a walk in the first game. Did have an error in the field.
Great little hook right there, Clark Reese.
And he's ahead in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The Raptors have put 4 on the board, and they still have 2 runners in scoring position. See if Schubert can do something with 2 outs. Ball outside. That evens the count at 2.
The main thing you would want to do is make contact, put the ball in play somewhere.
Make him make a play.
Make him make a play, because this Prince George's team is not known for their defensive prowess.
Oh, he takes strike 3. He was fooled. Look on his face told me he was looking for something else there.
He was looking fastball and got a nice little changeup right there that fell right into the strike zone.
So the Raptors put 4 on the board here in the bottom of the first inning after 1 complete inning of play. Montgomery College on top, 4-0. We'll be right back with the second inning after this.
Hi, I'm Tim Kirkjian with ESPN, and you're watching Raptor Baseball on MC TV.
And we are back, and yes, folks, that was the Tim Kirkjian, Montgomery County's own ESPN baseball analyst. He spoke at the college not too long ago. I had the opportunity to cover that event and also do an interview with Tim. And one of the really, really nice guys, and really enjoyed meeting him and talking with him.
That's one of the great things about being at the college, working for Montgomery College, is that we have access to so many people who come from all areas of the world and all professions and ways of thought and being, and we bring that type of educational opportunity to the college.
And that brings up Josh Petrandria. He is 1 for 3 with 2 Ks in the first game. Involved in a couple of big plays down there at first base. Big fella.
Been involved with the play at first base on the bunt
in the first inning. And he lines a ball out to right. Nice catch out there by Bolin.
Yeah, Bowling almost overran that one. The ball was tailing back toward his left, our right. But he was able to reach back and catch it. Hit a line shot right there.
Hit it right on the nose. And that brings up number 27, Vinny Rotundo. This is our first look at Vinny today. He's the catcher in the second game. Jake Brewer was the catcher for Prince George's in the first game. And Vinny is out of New York City.
New York City.
Freshman.
Hitting 379 on the season.
Swings right through that one. Now, I am impressed, Joe, how many out-of-town recruits Prince George's has been able to attract to Largo.
Yeah, they've got a some kind of recruiting pipeline going on there that it's very impressive.
Well, you look at their roster, and there is one player from Maryland on their roster.
Yeah, they're able to draw people from all over the country to come play baseball for them out here in Largo.
So strike 3 to Rotundo, first out of the inning. And that is 4 strikeouts for for Clapper. Every batter has struck out. I'm sorry, every batter but one. Don't want to steal that. Ooh, he swung at a ball that would have hit him, I think.
Fouled it off Teddy Grass's face, I think.
Wow. Now we don't want to take that put out away from Ryan Bolin. So it's 4 out of the 5 batters have struck out.
Look at this fastball inside. He fouled it actually off his own foot, and the backswing. The bat hit Teddy Grass in the side of the head there.
Wow.
Luckily, he's okay.
Yeah. Oof. Abdul Mateen Bradley up now for Prince George's.
In the first inning, he had a nice, what was it? The extra base hit.
Yes. He was 1 for 2 in the first game. He walked with a walk and a triple. And he lines it up the middle. Schubert, throw to first, not in time.
An excellent effort by Schubert there. The ball was hit softly enough and deep enough in the area behind second base that even if he was able to get a good solid throw there, I don't think he had enough time to catch.
Right off
Bradley
the fist. Big swing, not much result, and Schubert did a heck of a job to make a play on that.
To make it even close.
Yeah. I mean, that was a huge swing, and the ball hit right off the fist.
And a nice little diving save by Marte to keep him from advancing to second.
So that brings up Naquan Holden. He started the first game as well. He was 0 for 3 in the opener. Second baseman. Clapper outside.
Trying to work the outside corner right there.
We've got 2 lefties going in game 2, Clapper and Reese. Foul ball.
Clapper's got a really live fastball. It's got a lot of movement to it.
I was just gonna say that. I mean, that ball had some zip to it and some movement. Throws hard. He's not a big guy.
Yeah. That four-seam fastball, sometimes ends up tailing away from the right-handed batters.
Foul back.
As it did right there. Low fastball that started over the heart of the plate, and by the time it got to the plate, it was right around the outside corner.
Our umpires in the second game, well, they're the same as the first. They've just switched positions. Tim Oscarmeyer behind the plate. Dave Lawrence is now out on the bases.
No, Clapper's fastball is working well. His curveball this inning isn't biting the way he expects it to.
So he's fallen behind in the count. 3-2 with 2 outs. Raptors on top, 4-0 in game 2 of our doubleheader. In case you joined us late, the Raptors took the first one 11-4 behind Clayton Dwyer. And a nice offensive outburst by the Raptors.
Yeah, it's like Clapper's paying close attention to Bradley out there. Bradley's only got 2 stolen bases on the season, but he's making sure he stays close to the bag.
And he lost him.
Sometimes when you pay too much attention to the runner, you lose sight of what's going on with the batter, and you miss on your pitches. It seems that he threw that fastball high after 3 pickoff attempts over at first base.
Dominic Marquez up now. He was 0-for-3 in the first game. This is his first time up in the second. Played a good third base, though.
Very good third.
And a couple of nice plays over there in the first game.
Including some balls deep down the line. He was able to have strong throws across the diamond to get him out at first base.
Yeah, he definitely showed off a strong throwing arm in the opener. So 2 runners on now for Prince George's. Top of the second inning. And the runners will advance. That's going to be a pass ball.
Looks like a pass ball. I think he probably should have caught that one.
So Clapper, after a super sharp first inning and a good start to this inning, has run into some trouble.
And again, he got hit by a pitch in his right foot. I'm sorry, his left foot, which is the foot he pushes off of when he's trying to pitch. He seemed to have gotten over it in the first inning, the first couple outs of this inning, but now he's lost his command. And I don't know if that's attributable to the foot or if there's something else going on there. But you know, he's got to get his command back, or this Owl squad is going to make him pay.
Oh, that is for sure. And I would wager that's one of the questions that Dan Rasher asked when he went out to the mound. Is that foot bothering you? Be honest. We know you're a competitor. We know you want to stay out here, but be honest. A little bit high. So 3-0 now. Marquez taken all the way there.
Yeah, the last thing he wants to do is walk the bases loaded and set up Alexander Montero to come in.
There's a strike. 3-1. 2 outs. And he swings right through it.
Blew a fastball right by him.
3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Top of the second inning. Here comes the payoff pitch. Strike 3 on the knees.
Painted that corner beautifully and kept Prince George's off the board.
Well, that visit to the mound did wonders as Steve Clapper comes back to get Marquez to keep Prince George's off the boards. And after an inning and a half, the Raptors on top, 4-0. We'll be right back with the Raptors coming to bat after this.
We know you have dreams, a great job, a better life. Career success starts at Montgomery College. MC helps you get the hands-on education you need for the job you want. and you can save up to half the cost of attending other colleges. Career success. It's in your future. Start your future now at Montgomery College.
And welcome back to Windy Hill on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. And that wind has changed direction yet again as the Raptors find themselves in front 4-0, heading into the bottom of the second inning. And we're right back at the top of the order, right where we left off, or right where we started from, rather, with Sean Sullivan leading things off.
Sullivan had a bunt hit right down the first base line, but then got picked off, trying to steal second.
As Clark Reese picked him off, and he starts him out with a strike on the inside corner. So Sean Sullivan has shown us a lot today, Joe. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch this year. And there's another bunt. Reese fields it cleanly, almost threw it away. Hopped off the mound nicely, and that's a first out of the inning.
Yeah, Sullivan tried to go back to the well again, but he didn't place the bunt as well as he did the first one. So that was a pretty easy play. Made a little bit harder by Reese, but still got him out.
Fabre is up now. He walked and scored in the first inning. He's up for his second time. And he pops it off the fist. Reese is going to take it. And he has it for the out. So 2 quick outs for Clark Reese.
And this is like those are 2 quick outs that could really help boost his confidence and get him calmed down to be able to hit the strike zone a little bit more. He was so erratic in the first inning. If he can calm that down, he can actually be an effective pitcher.
And Will Burgess up now. He walked and scored in the first. As this is a completely different Clark Reese here in the second inning so far. Rough first inning. And he hits Burgess.
And there goes more of that, this lack of control and command that he's shown. He gets 2 quick outs and he starts feeling good about himself. He tries to pitch it inside and hits the batter.
And that brings up Austin Grass, who legged out a double, actually stretched a single into a double, and then came around to score. So he has had a perfect day at the plate from the first game through now.
On base every plate appearance.
And that ball almost got away.
3 for 3 in the first game. He's now, second game, he hit a double. His batting average and his slugging percentage is going way, way up.
Oh boy, he's having a good day. That 302 batting average coming in is going to take a nice leap. And of course, we're at that time of the season where a couple of good games can turn your whole batting average around.
And you can turn the fortunes of your season around for a team as well.
That's right. And he hits it out to left, and that is the third out of the inning, and they finally get Austin Grass out. So the Raptors do not score here in the bottom of the second inning. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the top of the third. You're watching Raptors baseball on MCTV.
Hi, I'm Tim Kirkjian with ESPN, and you're watching Raptor Baseball on MC TV.
And welcome back to Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside Joe Thompson. Thank you, Tim Kirkjian, for introducing us. And we are all set for the top of the third.
This is our good friend, Tim Kirkjian.
Our good friend, our close personal buddy, Tim Kirkjian. So, Steve Clapper back out there for the top of the third as he is had a very efficient first inning, a little bit of a rough second inning, but he did get out of it unscathed. Yeah,
he was cruising along there for the first 5 outs, and then got a bunch of folks on base. Was able to battle his way out of it.
So that brings up Alexander Montero. First time we've seen him here in the second game. He was 1 for 3 in the first game. Check that, make that 1 for 4 in the first game.
He's a very strong hitter out there. Montero's came into this doubleheader hitting .387. He's 1 for 4, so that number went down a little bit.
And he swings through that one. That looked like ball 3, actually, that he swung at.
That was a bit high.
That's way high.
That was even a little bit more high.
So now it's 3-1. And Clapper so far with 5 strikeouts of the first 8 batters he has faced. There's strike 2. So full count to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the third. Raptors on top 4-0. They won the first game 11-4. So they're going for the sweep of the doubleheader here in the second game. Stays alive by fouling it back.
I think he tried to change up right there. Changing speeds on him.
Good idea. But Montero was able to hang with it. And he lost him. So he walks the leadoff hitter, which of course is anathema to a head coach or a pitching coach.
Well, I think maybe that might have been a hit batter because the ball got away from the catcher and nobody went chasing after it.
You're probably right. Either way, you don't want that leadoff hitter on. So
plate's Austin Adams.
That resets the lineup. We're back up at the top of the order. Austin Adams, who struck out in the first inning.
If Clapper goes back to the way he pitched the first 3 batters, then he'll be okay.
Ground ball to second base. Burgess to Schubert to first. Bad throw. Gets away, but there's not enough foul ground there.
No, the Raptors were saying he turned towards second and tried to tag him out, but the umpire said no.
I don't think he did. I was watching, and I don't believe that he did.
So Taylor made double play ball. Pitches it to Schubert. Schubert has a trouble transferring it to the other hand. Ball gets away.
And good hustle there by Teddy Grass. You can't really see him, but
he is right there.
He hustled all the way down the line. That's not an easy play for a big guy like Teddy. Get out of that crouch and hustle down the line. And we've got a consultation there between the umpires, but the ruling stands. The runner is safe.
Let's see, he follows the runner here. See, where does he turn? Where does he turn?
He did turn into fair territory.
He went into fair territory. He shifted his body, his feet, but did not.
Runner is safe at second as the ball got away from Teddy Grass.
So wild pitch in advance there. But on the previous play, Adams moved his feet toward second base, but didn't turn his head, turn his body. So the interpretation by the umpire is that he did not try to advance towards second.
Even though it was a very awkward-looking maneuver there. So that brings up Petrosino. He also struck out his first time up, as Clapper struck out the side in the first inning. There's a foul ball out of play.
The way Clapper had the Owls missing pitches in the first inning, he's had trouble doing the same in the last inning and this one as well.
He is ahead of Petrosino, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside, evens the count at 2-2. 2-2, 1 out. Raptors on top 4-0, but Prince George is threatening with Adams in scoring position at second base.
And with the lineup like they have, they're always threatening.
They are always threatening. There's a beautiful curve for strike 3.
A nice little slurve he's got. The starts outside the strike zone. You see it right here. It starts way outside, curves and drops right into the strike zone over the corner of the plate for strike 3.
And that brings up Beto. He struck out. And he was 0 for 3 in the first game, so he is 0 for the doubleheader so far. And ooh, that was a good-looking pitch.
Yeah, might have missed a little bit low, but that's where he wants to put that pitch to a batter as dangerous as Toe.
Yeah, you don't want to put this one in his wheelhouse because this guy will hit it a long way. We saw him do it last year. And there's a foul ball off to the third base side.
Toe comes into game 2 here with 3 home runs in 8 games. So he's a bopper.
And he can play just about anywhere.
As for as big as he is, he's very fleet of foot. He's speedy.
Clapper looked at second, faked to second, but did not throw it. Good look at Windy Hill. As a matter of fact, our camera is feeling the effects of the wind a tad.
And I think he might have called Clapper for a balk right there.
So that puts Adams on third now with 2 outs. Just 90 feet away, the first run of the game for Prince George's. Takes something off of it, but it's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now, Beto came into this doubleheader hitting .500, but that's going to take a bit of a tumble. Because so far for the doubleheader, he is 0 for 4. And again, it's early, and he missed a few games with injuries, so he hasn't had that many at-bats. He had 24 at-bats coming in.
He's made the most of those at-bats with that 500 average coming into the doubleheader today. 12 hits and 24 at-bats.
And he walks.
Clapper just doesn't have the command he had to start the game off.
He sure doesn't. And he's got himself into a little bit of trouble here with 2 outs in the top of the third. Runners on the corner. Petrandria up. Petrandria. Josh Petrandria from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Wouldn't be surprised if Toe takes off.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either if Bo tries to Beto tries to get to second base, put 2 runners in scoring position for the big guy here.
Especially as they're
Who has 15 RBIs, which leads the team coming into today. Oh, and a pickoff attempt gets away, and that allows a run to score. And again, the pickoff situation maybe a little distracting for Clapper.
Yeah, you see right here, he tries to pick him off. Just a bad throw. Not even close to the base. It was like he didn't commit to throwing it over there.
That's definitely an error, so that's an unearned run, but it's a run nevertheless. And now Beto is at second base.
And I think Clapper might be losing some of his confidence right now. He needs to get that back. He's not attacking the strike zone the way he was to begin the game.
He was in full attack mode in the first inning, and for a good part of the second inning, and then he got some runners on, and seemed like he lost a bit of his edge.
Yeah, he needs to battle it back. The way we saw Dwyer do in the first game. He got knocked around early in the game, but
there's a line drive, and that's fair. That's going to score a run. And he's going for 3. The big fella motoring into third. Throw is late, and that's an RBI triple for Petrandria.
Bowling out there in right field, chasing that ball down the line. He had an opportunity to cut it off. As you see here, ball goes down the line. Bolin has the opportunity to cut it off, but somehow it gets past and rolls to the fence. That gave Petrandria the opportunity to make its way to third base.
Yeah, get that extra base out of it. So that triple cuts the lead in half now to 4-2. And that brings up Vinny Rotundo.
I guess if we learn how to say Petrandria's name right, he plays better.
Rotundo is also a strikeout victim, his first time up in the second inning. So Prince George's has picked up 2 runs here in the top of the third off Steve Clapper.
And you have to, again, think about the errors and the unearned runs and how they can hurt you.
Yeah, and that's been the bugaboo. That and the walks. And a hit by pitch.
It's a lot easier for the offense if they don't even have to swing a bat to go around. You get hit by a pitch and then pass balls and wild pitches and wild throws.
There's a base hit in the gap, and that's going to bring in another run. So now it's a 4-3 ball game as Rotundo singles into right center field. So an efficient inning here for Prince George's. Making the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, some good two-out base hitting there.
And they have cut this lead to 1 now against Steve Clapper, and they're not done yet.
Dulmatine Bradley at the plate right now.
And he takes a strike.
He had a hit right up the middle earlier in the game.
Yeah, he had an infield single his first time up. And then went to second on a pass ball. But stayed there.
Do not pass second. Do not collect $200.
No. Check swing. Took it for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Whoa, that was right at us. almost had him go fishing there.
Yeah, that was a good pitch ahead of the count.
That evens the count at 2-2. 2 outs. Top of the third, 3 runs in this half of the inning for Prince George's. And he got him on strike 3. Swing and strike. So Clapper kind of gets himself into trouble there. Gives up 3 runs. And
7 strikeouts already this game.
7 strikeouts. So after 3.5 innings of play, we've got a 1-run ball game going here. Raptors on top 4-3. We'll be right back with the bottom half of the third after this.
New and emerging biotechnology fields require the latest advanced laboratory research techniques, and BioTrack is the premier training program in the DC region for today's elite research scientists. BioTrack has provided hands-on training to over 16,000 scientists through postgraduate level workshops, team taught by experts, active researchers from prestigious local and national institutions. BioTrack also specializes in providing customized biotechnology workshops for academic, commercial, or government institutions. BioTrack's workshops are conducted at Montgomery College's Bioscience Education Center, conveniently located within the Pinckney Innovation Complex for Science and Technology at MC's Germantown campus. This state-of-the-art facility, with its 25 labs and small class sizes, is the ideal environment for mastering courses that specialize in bioinformatics, next-generation sequencing, gene editing with CRISPR, as well as other genomic, stem cell, and immunology-related areas. For course and registration information, go to biotrack.com. BioTrack, excellence in biotechnology training.
And welcome back. And today's game is the first of our spring series of MC Sports on MCTV. Day after tomorrow, Monday, April 2nd, we'll be on the Rockville campus to bring you a softball doubleheader with the resurgent MC softball team taking on the Red Barons from Corning Community College. First pitch is 3 p.m. Joe and I will be there for all the action. And then we'll be right back here on Thursday, April 29th. We'll be back here for a single game at 3 o'clock as the Raptors take on the Hawks from the College of Southern Maryland.
And all those games will be live on MCTV, on the Comcast, Verizon Fios, and RCN systems, and all of them will also be streamed live on the internet at livestream.com/Montgomery College Live.
Just want to make sure everybody knows that game against Southern Maryland is April 19th. So, Harold Marte leads off for the Raptors here in the bottom of the third. He had a single in his first time up and scored. And he hits a fly ball deep to left, deep, and gone. Harold Marte hits a home run against his former team, and that's got to feel good, Joe.
Oh, I know he's been waiting on that one. He in the first game he didn't do so well, but I knew I can just know that he wanted to do some kind of damage to his former team to, I guess, prove himself right for making the change that he did.
A good look at Harold Marte there as he hits the long ball. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, that was just a little, hanging slider right there. He takes out into the pine trees out in there in the left center field.
And that's his first home run as a Raptor.
Alexander Montero checked over the fence just to make sure it was over.
So his first home run as a Raptor comes against his former team, the Owls. So that's got to be sweet for Harold Marte. That's going to go down in his memory book, that's for sure. That brings up Darren Preble. And he had a single, a stolen base, and he scored a run his first time up. I'm sorry, did not score. Single and a stolen base his first time up in the first inning. And there's a ground ball to third. Nice stop by Marquez. He gets up, makes the throw, but Preble beats it out. Marquez plays a nice third base.
Marquez is playing hot corner like I don't know, like he's been there before. He did a good job right there. Diving stop to his left. You see right here, two hopper, a little diving stop to his left. He gets up quickly. He's able to make a strong throw, but not strong enough to get the speedy runner out there, Darren Preble.
So Prince George's puts a 3 spot up at the top of the third. The Raptors come right back, answer it with a Harold Marte home run, and now Preble beats out a hit, so they've got something going here after already scoring. And that's the way you answer a 3-run rally. So that brings up Teddy Grass. He's showing bunt. And Grass got on in an error. He was also on the back end of a double steal.
He's a speedy guy that he is. That
Oh,
he
yeah.
Stole that base right out from under the nose of Prince George's County.
And he fouls it back. You may be surprised to know, but that was Teddy Grass's first stolen base of the season.
It's not going to be the last.
Nope. Grass brothers out of Good Counsel High School. Boy, Good Counsel has turned out some athletes over the years, and Montgomery College has had many, many fine student athletes come out of Good Counsel over the years.
Stolen base attempt.
Stolen base, and he's in there easily.
Easily in there.
I know our producer, my co-producer in the truck, Scott Youngblood, will remember Tim Park. Tim Park was a big player out here. He's an All-American. His name is out there on the wall, and he's a Good Counsel grad. And
He was an excellent player.
really a great catcher.
Really raked the ball too.
There's a fly ball to center field, deep, and it's another home run as Teddy Grass hits it out of the deepest part of the park. In comes Preble with the first run, and here comes Teddy Grass with the home run trot.
Speedy Teddy Grass doesn't have to run so fast this time.
Nope.
He is making his way around slow and steady the way a home run hitter should.
Yep, he can save his energy on that trot as he puts it out to the deepest part of the park. And you know what? Prince George's just can't get the grass stain out, can they?
No, the grass is greener at Montgomery College apparently.
The grass is greener in Prince George's. I don't care if they use Tide or whatever, they can't get the stain out.
That was a long home run.
That was
far.
a long
that
home
went
run.
Far.
That was far, and it was deep. And I'm not going to do a John Sterling because that's the worst home run call in the world. That brings up.
It's not back, but you know.
That brings up right. Well, that's true. That's the worst. There's a foul pop on the bunt. Nice play by Rotundo to gather it in for the out.
Rotundo, quick out of the crouch to go catch that one. It wasn't up there. It didn't hang up there very long.
No, that's difficult to. That's difficult play for a catcher because it didn't go up all that high. And Bolin very unhappy with himself as he came back. And that brings up Schubert. He struck out his first time up. So the Raptors have answered the 3 of Prince George's with a 3 of their own.
And as we said at the beginning of the game, Clark Reese, he is prone to give up the long ball. He had 3 coming into this doubleheader.
He's given up 2 this inning.
2 already this inning.
And the Raptors, who were sort of at the low end of the scale on home runs coming into today, have now hit 4 for the afternoon so far.
Yeah, that's only so far. They only had 3 coming into this doubleheader. They only had 3 home runs on the season coming into the doubleheader. They've hit 4 today, so that means like a lot more percent.
Yeah, a lot more percent, and I don't have enough fingers and toes to figure that out. But the Raptors have been very efficient. They have 7 runs on 7 hits.
133% more home runs.
Oh, see,
I took math way back in the day.
Now we know why we have Joe here, because he can do the math. Foul ball down the right field line. So 7 runs on 7 hits for the Raptors. That's about as efficient as you can get. Mix in a couple of errors by Prince George's, and the Raptors are on top 7-3.
Yeah, some walks, some hit batters, a little dash of spice.
Schubert goes down swinging. for the second out of the inning, and that brings up Sean Sullivan.
Sullivan has tried bunting both times up. He was successful the first time, not successful the second time. Let's see if he swings away this at bat.
And, of course, he had a big first game. So this is the kind of half inning that drives a head coach crazy. His team puts 3 on the board to cut the lead to 1, and then they go back out and they promptly give up 3, and the lead is 4 again.
Yeah, that's hard. Again, like, you know, you get the momentum back, and then you give it right away again.
Does anyone know what the last batter got up?
Good eye, attaboy.
Two balls, 1 strike to Sullivan, who came into the day hitting .368.
The home runs that the Raptors have hit this inning. I don't know if you look at that flag out in right field, it's blowing directly out.
Yes, it is. Now, to be fair, it's been changing direction a lot. And we've got action in the Prince George's bullpen, Joe.
You got Chase Peralt, freshman.
But there's strike 3, so Clark Reese will probably live to pitch another inning as he puts the Raptors down, but not before they get 3 more runs to extend their lead now to 7-3. So after 3 complete innings of play, the Montgomery College Raptors on top, 7-3. We'll be right back with the top of the 4th.
Achievement.
Success.
Life-changing.
Stepping stone.
Ellis Island.
Diverse.
Phenomenal.
Magnificent.
Number 1.
Great.
Super.
It's fantastic.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Helpful.
Flexible.
Awesome.
Uplifting.
Welcoming.
Educative.
Affordable.
Dedicated.
Opportunity.
And welcome back to the Germantown campus. Good look there at Steve Clapper, starting pitcher for the Raptors, as we get set to start the top half of the 4th inning. Leading off for Prince George's is number 14, Naquan Holden. Raptors on top 7-3. Holden walked, and he singles promptly into left center.
Ropes a double.
Going for 2, trips a little bit, and a head-first slide into second base for a leadoff double. First pitch swinging, and he's promptly on second base.
That was some solid contact right there. Like a fastball that just got hit the heart of the plate, and he is struggling getting around the bases there. Diving in there, safe in.
And that brings up Marquez, who we've been impressed with at third base today.
Solid defensively over there.
He struck out his first time up. So Prince George is with the leadoff man at second base in Naquan Holden.
Looks like Clapper is trying to get his backdoor curveball working right now.
And we just got word that there is action in the Raptors bullpen. Jameel Canaan is warming for the Raptors. He is the guy that Dan Rasher prefers to go to for middle relief.
sophomore, played third base and pitched last year. He's concentrating just on pitching this year, and he's been a solid middle reliever setup guy.
Had one bad outing, but the majority of the time has been very effective. So Clapper loses Marquez, so quickly Prince George is now with 2 men on, and here comes Dan Rasher, and I think we're going to have a pitching change. And we are going to have a pitching change.
Yep. Here comes Jamil Canaan. Again, the sophomore middle reliever. He's got an easy fluid motion, but he's a power pitcher. He's hitting 90 on the speed gun. He's working on his off-speed pitches, but he averages nearly 14 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Wow.
So he definitely brings the heat.
That is impressive.
So Clapper leaves the game with
7 Ks, 3 walks, and 4 hits. So 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 4 hits in 3 innings, 3 complete innings of work for Steve Clapper. I know that I would guess that Dan Rasher was hoping for at least another inning, but let's not forget that Steve Clapper fouled a ball off his foot in the first game real hard. I mean, he was down for a while.
Yeah, he was down. He was in obvious pain there. He kind of limped his way down the first baseline. But now, he leaves the game for Jamil Canaan to come in. 0-0 record. He's got 2 saves. Again, you said the 1 bad outing boosts his ERA to 7.36, but he has 17 strikeouts and 11 innings pitched. He is a fireballer. He throws as high as in the 90-mile-an-hour range. Needs to work on his off-speed pitch to be able to make that more effective, to keep people guessing. But he's a power pitcher. He's just going to try to throw it by you for the most part.
He has 2 saves already. And like you were pointing out, Joe, he's got 17 strikeouts in 11 innings of work. So just over 13 strikeouts per 9 innings, almost 14.
So we'll see, the Owls again, with their potent lineup, been able to put some people on base here in the top of the 4th. We'll see if Canaan can cool down those bats again.
And they've got 2 on and nobody out. And up comes Alexander Montero. And he was hit by a pitch his first time up. Two on, nobody out. Top of the 4th. And there's a strike. So first pitch strike.
No. You come off a guy who's throwing kind of mid-80s, and you follow him up with a guy throwing the 90s. And Montero said, "Wait a minute, that fastball came in a lot faster than the last one."
There's a pop-up out to center field. Actually, more than a pop-up. But Preble is there for the easy out. So Canaan retires his first hitter, and that brings up Beto.
That ball.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jumping ahead of myself. That brings up Adams.
I think they might have.
No, they have made a.
O'Neill Torche's coming in
there. They've made a change here. That's number 7, O'Neill. And again, we apologize if we're botching this name, but we didn't get the information that we needed. O'Neill Torche.
Torche or Torche? I'm not sure which.
Yeah, it's Torche. We apologize to O'Neill and his family if we're torching his name, but
we mean not to offend.
We mean not to offend. I wanted to get these names at minimum.
Yes, we just didn't get a reply to our request for information.
Right. So, anyway, O'Neill is up there in a key situation.
Absolutely. Down by 4 runs, 1 out, 2 on. if he can drive in some runs here, well now.
And that's going to advance the runners. So
there's a way you want to enter the game with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball buzzing behind your head.
And he's hitting .421, this kid, O'Neal Torsch. He's from Jersey City, New Jersey.
It's a long way from home.
That is a long way from home. That's a couple of tolls from home.
The amount of tolls he has to pay to go get from here to back home is tremendous.
I mean, that Delaware Bridge alone is a week's pay.
They work some extra hours just to get home.
Yeah. He swings through that one.
Fastball in the outside corner there.
That evens it up. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think Torsch was looking for an off-speed pitch right there. He kind of waved at a fastball.
Canaan comes down low. And ball. So he's run the count full.
Canaan comes from kind of a almost sidearm, kind of 3/4 arm angle there. Makes the ball run a little bit more down and sideways.
And he strikes him out. So Canaan gets the second out of the inning. And that brings up Petrosino. So Torsch is in for Adams. So Austin Adams is out of the game. Petrosino has struck out twice in this one. So Austin Adams, we will not see him for the rest of the day as O'Neal Torsch came in for him. So Petrosino, 0 for 2 so far in game 2. Canaan starts him out with a swinging strike.
Again, just bringing that power. It's like challenging everybody, see if you can catch up to it.
Here's my best. Do with it what you will.
That one was a little bit of an off-speed pitch right there, and kind of a change-up, kind of rode inside.
Good look at Jamil. Strike 2.
That's what he needs to do. Like, you know, he's developing that off-speed pitch to go with that hard fastball. And if you can get people wondering whether or not it's going to be a 79-mile-an-hour pitch or a 91-mile-an-hour pitch, then, you know, you're going to be ahead of the game.
And when you're 60 feet 6 inches away, that is huge. And that is strike 3. And what a job by Jamil Canaan. He comes in and gets 3 straight outs to cut off the rally, keep the runners from scoring after they got the first 2 runners on to start the inning. Jamil Canaan comes in, shuts them down with 3 straight outs. So after 3.5 innings of play, the Raptors on top, 7-3. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th after this.
Interested in career success? Get to Montgomery College and we'll get you going. You can earn an associate's degree in only 2 years. With 3 campuses, award-winning faculty, and multiple online learning opportunities, Montgomery College will empower you to set your course and succeed. Want to pursue a bachelor's degree? If you start at MC, you can save 1/3 on total tuition costs of a 4-year program. Apply today.
And we are back on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College for the bottom half of the 4th inning. And Clark Reese is still out there for Prince George's, and he'll be facing Rio Fabre.
Well, like you said before, Clark being able to get that last out of the inning without any more damage being done kept him in the game. If he had given up any more base runners, then he probably would have been pulled.
Quite likely. Quite likely. Fabre with a walk and a pop out. So he is 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Petrosino with the long throw for the out.
Smooth shortstop out there, just like in one fluid motion, scoops up the ball and gives a strong throw across the diamond, right into the chest of the first baseman.
And that brings up Will Burgess. Burgess has a walk, and he scored, and he was hit by a pitch. So he's been on both times up and also scored a run. Raptors on top, 7-3. Again, if you joined us late, the Raptors took the opener 11-4 behind a strong starting outing from Clayton Dwyer and a big offensive explosion. There's a ball that just eats up the first baseman, and Burgess is on.
And that's just a case of not being sure what to do as the ball's bouncing. You see the high hop, and you're kind of like an in-between hop right there.
It's a tough play.
He didn't know whether to stay up or come down, but had he squared up to it instead of trying to play it on the side, he probably could have at least blocked it instead of letting it get by him.
Yeah. So that's an error on the first baseman. So that brings up Austin Grass, who has had a game and a half, and he lays down a pretty bunt. Wow. No play. That's a base hit all the way. I mean, you couldn't walk it out there and put it in a better spot.
You couldn't have thrown it any better than that. But, you know, he's just coming up roses. The grass is coming up roses today.
I'll tell you, there's no crabgrass on that lawn.
You see, Austin Grass, like every time except one today, he's been on base.
My gosh, he has been a thorn in the side of the Owls today, that's for sure. And that brings up Harold Marte, who hit a bomb to left field his first time up in the ball game. Or rather, his last time up.
I think Montero might still be looking over the fence for it.
There goes the runner, and he's easily into third. Stolen base for Burgess.
But for some reason,
Grass did not advance
with him. He didn't, you know, so I guess he just wants Teddy to have the glory of the speed in the family.
Could be.
Man, looks like there's a consultation with the third base coach over there.
That's John Silk coaching third for the Raptors. Normally, Dan Rasher will do that for the Raptors, and normally John Silk is the first base coach, but Dan Rasher was hit by a line drive on his kneecap down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, on the Raptors trip down there, and he is still not exactly nimble on his feet. That knee is still bothering him. I talked to him about it the other day. He said he thought for sure his kneecap was broken.
It seemed like everybody on the Raptors team in that trip to Myrtle Beach got hurt. Between let me see, there were the
Clapper.
fingers. There were the fingers for Barton's fingers, Palin's eyes, and then Silk.
Yeah, and Rasher's knee. So, yeah. Well, Dan told me they're probably not going back to South Carolina next year, and I can see why. And fly ball to right. Could be trouble. He gathers it in. Here comes the runner, and he's safe. Nice base running there by Will Burgess.
An RBI flyout by Marte.
So Marte brings in another run. That's his second RBI of the day.
After that bomb of a home run.
So that makes it, they have not put it up on the board yet, but it is 8-3 Raptors. Still have not put it up on the board. So 2 outs now. there's a strike.
Now it's up on the board.
There we go. So Austin Grass still at first base. There's a shot into the gap. Base hit. Here comes the runner to third. Grass, here comes the throw. It's going to be close. And he's out at third base.
That was a beautiful throw, and Grass might be hurt.
I don't like the way he was holding his foot.
Ooh, that's not good.
No. And he hit the dirt, and the dirt didn't really give.
That was a great throw out in center field, though.
That is for sure.
Right on the money.
So a double play to end that half inning. The Raptors do pick up one. They lead 8-3 after 4 complete. We'll be right back with the top half of the fifth after this.
We know you have dreams, a great job, a better life. Career success starts at Montgomery College. MC helps you get the hands-on education you need for the job you want. And you can save up to half the cost of attending other colleges. Career success. It's in your future. Start your future now at Montgomery College.
And welcome back to the Germantown campus, all set for the top half of the fifth inning of Game 2 of our doubleheader. Raptors on top in this one, 8-3. They took the opener 11-4, so Montgomery College just a couple of innings away here from a sweep. And Beto getting ready to lead off for Prince George's here in the top half of the fifth against Jamil Canaan.
Beto is now batting .429 after coming into the doubleheader, hitting .500. He's dropped 71 points in his batting average.
Well, again, it's early. He doesn't have that many at-bats because he missed a few games. But, yeah, his average has taken a tumble today.
You got to give credit to the Raptors hurlers today, keeping him at bay, so to speak.
He did walk his last time up. So he has been on base. There's a ground ball right to Canaan. Does a good job. Makes the hockey save and then gets it over to first for the out.
Canaan with a good defensive play for a pitcher, and that's a fundamental thing for a pitcher. Like, you throw the ball, you need to be ready to field your position. Some of the best pitchers in the history of the game, have been the ones who are best at fielding.
That's right.
Fielding
Greg Maddux comes to mind.
is the ultimate.
Yep. I don't think he ever made an error. I could be wrong.
I don't know about that, but he, along with all his Cy Young awards, he also had about 12 Gold Gloves.
Yeah. Tom Seaver, for those of us who are of a certain age, was another great fielding pitcher. As Petrandria had a single, and his last time up drove in a run. And
he came around to score as well, I believe.
Came around to score. So Canaan quickly ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's power on power right here.
Yeah, these are two big fellows going at it. Both of them look to be about 6'4", 6'5". And Josh wins that one with a line drive single to right field.
Yeah, Petrandria just went with where the ball was. Didn't try to pull it, which probably would have ended up in a ground out to short. He went where the ball was thrown and went oppo with it.
And This is Vinny Rotundo.
Rotundo struck out his first time and got a hit the second time up today.
There's another base. Nope. Nice play. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it, but he'll have a force out at second. Nice play there by Bolin in right field. Couldn't come up with the catch, but he kept the ball in front of him.
As long as he didn't let the ball get past him, that's the main thing. Like, he still got the out no matter which way it occurred.
Now, that ball gets past him. We've got two more runs for Prince George's.
Most likely.
So 2 outs now. Runner still on first base. And that brings up Bradley. He swings right through that one.
He's swinging for the fences right there.
He's trying to make it 8-5. So there is action in the Raptor bullpen with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
What do you know? It's Michael Hovermill.
Good look at number 3 there, Michael Hovermill. And, you know, we have been talking about Harold Marte transferring from Prince George's to Montgomery College. Well, when he came, so did Michael Hovermill. And, of course, Michael Hovermill was the ace of the Prince George's staff last year. He was 8-1 for the season. He beat the Raptors in that deciding Region 20 game. He was there he is in that regional final. He was 8-1 for the year with a 3.45 ERA, and he struck out 8.19 batters per 9 innings. So he came along with Harold Marte. So Prince George's loss is Montgomery College's good fortune to get those 2 outstanding players. And Hovermill off to a great start for the Raptors so far this season with a record of 3-0. And Canaan with the strikeout to end the half inning as he closes out that inning with a strikeout, keeps Prince George's off the board. And after 4.5 innings of play, the Raptors still on top, 8-3. We'll be right back with more Raptor baseball.
With over 3.2 billion people online globally, cybersecurity jobs are in high demand. Montgomery College offers instruction on the latest technology in our state-of-the-art cyber lab. Hands-on experience provides entry-level computer technicians a pathway to enter the workforce or to transfer to a four-year institution. For more information, visit montgomerycollege.edu/cyberprogram.
Interested in career success? Get to Montgomery College and we'll get you going. You can earn an associate's degree in only 2 years. With 3 campuses, award-winning faculty, and multiple online learning opportunities, Montgomery College will empower you to set your course and succeed. Want to pursue a bachelor's degree? If you start at MC, you can save 1/3 on total tuition costs of a 4-year program. Apply today.
And welcome back to the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Good look at Clark Reese, who is still in there for Prince George's. He'll be facing Teddy Grass to lead off the inning.
So that would be speedy Teddy Grass.
That's right. Teddy had a 2-run homer his last time up, and he was on with an error his first time up.
Yes, that was a 2-run bomb.
It really was.
Dead center field.
That is the deepest part of this ballpark. You hit one out there, you've hit it.
Like he meant it, too.
Boy. There's a hard shot to third, and that one gets past Marquez. That's a base hit.
That might be the first one that's gotten past him over there.
Yeah, that ball was that ball was stung.
Yeah, like the Petrandria error from last inning is completely different.
Yeah.
There is no chance to get in front of that ball at all. Only thing he possibly could have done was catch it off to the side, and it took a weird hop before it got to him, and he just had no chance.
And that brings up Steve Bolin, or I'm sorry, Ryan Bolin, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and a pop out. But Teddy Grass, boy, making the most of his start here in the second game. But the Grass brothers are...
Teddy is not to be upstaged by his brother.
No. You know the old expression, grass doesn't grow on a busy street. Well, the grass is growing on this busy street today.
The base paths have been definitely busy.
There's a foul bunt.
The Raptors have done a good job at playing both small ball and, you know, going by the long ball too.
Yeah.
They've had extra base hits. They've gotten on base or moved runners by bunting. So they have had some sacrifice flies to score some runs. Like they've scored in every way imaginable, and that's a good sign for a young team.
Yeah, and I know the bunts in particular make Dan Rasher happy. He's going to have to hurry. He does get it over there, but he does move the runner up to second base. So Bolin gets the job done with the bouncer to short. Well, you know, Joe, you talk about that. When I asked Dan Rasher, when I talked to him the other day, I said, how would you describe your hitting this year? Are you a power team? Are you a small ball team? Are you somewhere in the middle? And he says, I think we're somewhere in between. And what you just described is what we've seen today. So that brings up Schubert. Peyton Schubert is 0 for 2 in this one. Ground ball again off the chest that time. And the call is out. Close play.
And the difference between this play and the play from last inning is that Petrandria got in front of the ball.
Right.
It took a bad hop, but because he was in front of it, it bounced off his chest.
Right.
It stayed in front of him. In front of it, he was able to throw it to Reese and get the out. If he had tried to do the same thing he did in the last inning and then got past him, that would have been another run scored.
Grass does move to third on the out, and that brings up Sullivan with a chance to play to run here. So he is 1 for 3.
Bunt single in the first inning.
Right.
Kinda
Beautiful
ground out,
bunt single.
Beautiful. And ground out and a strikeout.
I know those bunts make Dan Rasher happy. He loves playing that kind of ball. There's a ground ball to third. Petrosino bobbles it, throws in the dirt, gets away, run scores, and Sullivan will go to second. So Petrosino bobbled that ball just a little bit, had to hurry the throw, and threw it away for the error.
Yes, because of the bobble, he wasn't able to plant his feet to get a strong throw over there. He's throwing on the run and didn't get enough oomph on the throw to be able to get it over there.
He's had a lot of errors this year. That's his 9th error by our count, and that one cost him a run. So 9-3 Raptors, and they're still alive, and that brings up Rio Fabre. He walked, and he popped out, and he grounded out. So he's 0 for 2. He drops it out into right field. It went deeper than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little Texas leaguer out there, but the wind carried it.
The wind's blowing out.
Yep, all the way out to Bradley for the third out. But the Raptors do pick up a run here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead 9-3 after 5 complete. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th after this.
We know you have dreams, a great job, a better life. Career success starts at Montgomery College. MC helps you get the hands-on education you need for the job you want. And you can save up to half the cost of attending other colleges. Career success. It's in your future. Start your future now at Montgomery College.
And we are back on Windy Hill on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside Joe Thompson, ready to kick off the top of the 6th. The Raptors on top 9-3.
But everyone out there, be sure to check out the MC Raptors YouTube channel at youtube.com/TheRaptorsMC. You'll find archives of all the broadcasts we do here at MCTV and tons of highlights. My partner, Michael Brown, he's a very busy guy. You'll see him at almost every Raptors home game and even a few road games. And he's posting great highlights even when we're not doing a full broadcast. Check it out. Make sure you subscribe to us. You won't be sorry at all.
You won't be sorry. You'll be sorry if you don't subscribe.
You'll be sorry, all right.
We're going to come to your house and make you subscribe.
Well, we won't.
Just kidding.
We probably won't do that.
No.
We probably won't do that.
No. I'm getting carried away.
Probably.
I'm getting carried away with the whole subscribing thing.
No, but people should subscribe. Like
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Anyway, Jamil Canaan back out there for his third inning on the mound. Because remember, when he came in the fourth, he came in with no outs. And that brings up Holden, who walked and doubled. He legged out a double there his last time up.
Yes, he did.
He's the second baseman. Ground ball to short. Schubert fields it. Throw.
Ooh.
Marte could not dig it out.
That's unfortunate for Schubert because he had a nice charity hop right there. And, caught the ball right at his chest. A good strong throw would have been. He would have been out easily, but he threw it into the dirt, and Marte could not scoop it. And by our count, there's 3 bad throws he's had so far in this game.
So leadoff man on. Top of the 6th inning. Boy, that wind has changed direction again, Joe.
It is. It's blowing out to the left now.
Such is life here on Windy Hill.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's whipping around out there.
Yeah.
It's amazing up here. I guarantee you go down on campus, it's probably maybe a little breeze.
Yeah, up here, it's a different climate.
And it's not like we're 500 feet up, folks. We're maybe a couple of 100 feet at the most. There's a pop-up to right field.
With the wind blowing it.
It is more than a pop-up, and it falls in there. Holden had to remain at first because he thought it could be, it was a catchable ball. But the wind just...
The wind pushed that ball probably about 30 feet deeper than it would have been had it not been windy.
No question about it.
Bolin just keeps going back and keeps going back.
Back,
He tries the
back.
basket catch, but he is no Willie Mays.
So a little conference on the mound now. And really no fault of Jamil Canaan. I mean, that ball was well hit.
The ball was hit pretty well, but, it was definitely catchable had it not been wind pushed. And so, just a little conference right there, a little talk it over. Coach Rasher is making sure that, everybody's head's still in the game and still, on top of their game, not getting down on themselves. Just focus on getting some outs, and they'll be fine.
9-3, top of the 3rd, but the first 2 runners of the inning are on. So 2 on, nobody out against Canaan, and that brings up Torsch.
I think it's Montero up there now.
I'm sorry, Montero. He was hit by a pitch and he popped out. And he hits a line drive out to left. There's the catch is made. The out is called. Nice catch out there.
Yeah, that was a hard play to make out there.
That's Chris Amparo,
who came in as I guess a defensive substitution right there. And you can see why. Like that ball was hit really hard, but it started knuckling down on him, and he had to a ball that he thought he was going to be able to catch, at his chest high, just died on him. So he had to dive almost for it.
Nice catch. So that brings up Torch. O'Neal Torch for his second appearance. Came in a couple innings ago to replace Austin Adams. So Canaan trying to wiggle out of this jam. First two runners got on.
That's the first inning he pitched. He was able to pitch out of a similar situation unscathed. So see if he can do the same here.
It was even a little more dire. There's a hard strike. So he's quickly ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fastball has a lot of movement on it.
Runners on this inning via a throwing error and a wind-blown signal to right field. And there is strike 3. So Canaan comes back quickly and gets two outs. One on a nice catch by Chris Amparo out in left field, and then a strikeout. So that brings up Petrosino. And he has struck out 3 times in this game after having an excellent first game.
He was 3 for 4 in the first game and hasn't quite had the same success in this game.
And that ball's going to get away. The runners will advance. So now you got runners on second and third with 2 outs.
I think we call that one a wild pitch.
That's got to be a wild pitch.
Ran inside. I don't think it's where Grass thought the ball was going to be.
No, he was set up on the outside. So that's definitely a wild pitch. He did get a mitt on it, but basically waved at it. There's a ground ball up the middle. Throw to first, not in time, and it gets away. 1 run scores. Here comes another run. And those throwing errors have really hurt the Raptors in this inning. 2-run score.
Yes, the unearned runs are the ones that hurt you the most. Nice hot shot up the middle. Slowed down a little bit by the pitcher, trying to barehand and throw it across, but just not a solid throw. If he had even held on to the ball, he would have saved a run.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. So 2 runs across now with 2 outs, and that brings up Beto. This one is a long way from being over, folks, with the power of this Prince George's lineup. Beto takes for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Raptors on top, 9-5.
Canaan is playing it very safely with toe.
Yeah, he does not want to give him anything to hit. Anything sweet to hit. Let's put it that way. Beto certainly capable of making it a 9-7 game with 1 swing. Now the wind has stopped. Almost.
Almost. He just hadn't made up his mind yet.
No, it's deciding which direction it wants to blow in. Let's see. I've gone right to left. I've gone left to right. I've gone home to center.
It hasn't gone. It hasn't gone up yet.
Yeah. Good looking pitch. A little bit low. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Toe's a very patient hitter up there. He's already had 8 walks in the season.
And he struck him out. So big strikeout there to end the top of the 6th inning to limit the damage. He gives up 2 unearned runs that half inning, but the Raptors still on top. There you see it. Big strikeout for Jameel Canaan as the Raptors shut down the rally there, make it 9-5 after 5.5 innings of play. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside Joe Thompson. We're all set for the bottom of the 6th inning.
And while we have a moment, we want to remind everyone to follow the Raptors on social media. On Twitter and Instagram, follow at MC_Raptors. And on Facebook and YouTube, subscribe to / the Raptors MC. You'll get all the latest scores and updates for all of our MC teams, video highlights, and all of our full MCTV sports broadcasts. And be sure to check out the brand new MC Raptors webpage at mcraptors.com for news, live stats, and more.
All righty. We are all set to start the bottom half of the 6th inning. Will Burgess is going to be leading off. And we have a new pitcher. We have a new pitcher out there for Prince George's, Chase Perot.
Chase Perot comes in. He's kind of the middle reliever for the Owls. He's been knocked around a little bit. If you look at his stats, his ERA is 10.64. He's thrown 11 innings and given up 13 earned runs.
16 hits, 15 runs total.
Yes, doesn't strike out a ton of people.
Seven strikeouts, 5 walks.
Against Allegheny, he came in and held his own. So we'll see how he's able to do against the Raptors today.
Up against Will Burgess. Will has walked and scored, hit by a pitch, and on through an error and stole a base. So he's been effective here in the second game. He had a good first game as well.
He's been around the base path nicely. In the first game, he roped a home run.
So, second baseman for the Raptors. So 9-5. Again, this is the second game of our doubleheader. The Raptors took the first game 11-4. There's a pop foul, out of play. And, of course, because we are in the NJCAA, the format is in doubleheaders. The games are 7 innings. So, potentially, our next inning is our final inning. Another foul back.
But we're not trying to count any chickens before they hatch here, though.
Absolutely not. Not with Prince George's.
It ain't over till it's over.
Prince George's has too much power. They're too dangerous offensively to count them out. Even in the last game with the Raptors comfortably on top, in the last couple innings, they got a runner on, and you could just feel that maybe something was going to happen. But Dwyer and Daly shut them down. So you wonder now, with Jamil Canaan being so effective, if he will come back out to start the 7th inning for the Raptors, or do they go back to the pen for perhaps Daly or someone else?
That's
There's a ground ball. Marquez. Nice throw.
Again, he's playing excellent third base today.
He really has.
He's made nearly all the plays that came his way.
That brings up Austin Grass. He's got a double. He popped out to left, and he got on through a bunt. A perfect bunt. Perfect drag bunt. And we're trying to find out if there's any action no action in the Raptor bullpen. Our vantage point, we cannot see the pen. So that would indicate to me, Joe, that Jamil Canaan is probably going to come back out.
I would think so. I mean, even though maybe Coach Rashard would like to get Joe Daly some work today, I think his long reliever is doing such an effective job. He deserves to come back out there and finish the game.
Jamil was a starter last year. He's got the endurance.
I think he slipped into this middle relief role really well, and you see by this game how he's held this potent offense for Prince George's at bay here.
He really has. Grass working Perot here. Again, it could be Perot, it could be Peralt. We did not get the pronouncers that I asked for. Pronouncers meaning how do you pronounce these guys' names?
It's a nice pitch right there by Peralt.
Yeah, he pulled the string, and that's strike 3. So Austin Grass, that's a rare occasion where he's not on base. So that's 2 outs now, and that brings up Marte, who hit a bomb back in the second inning. I'm sorry, the third inning.
Quality pitch right there. A little bit inside, but
there's a single, a home run, and he popped out with but it was an RBI, not a pop out. It was a sac fly.
A sac fly.
So he's had a very good second game here. Maybe a little eager in that first game. Maybe. It'd be natural. So. Good grief.
Yes. You know, maybe a little bit too amped up for it. And then he calmed down by game 2 and was able to see the ball better and take it out of here.
Yeah, he's played very well. Looks good up there. So 3 balls, no strikes now.
Looks like Peralt's got a good repertoire of pitches. He's got a good live fastball. He's got a changeup. He's got a slider that moves sideways away from right-handers.
He's a big freshman.
That fastball ran back inside.
Let's go, BDS. Come on. Yeah, you ready?
He's from Midland, Virginia. I'm not quite sure where that is, Joe.
I think it's probably in the middle of the land.
Oh my goodness! It's that time of game, folks.
It is that time. That time of the broadcast.
So anyway, Marte walks, and that brings up Darren Preble. He's got a single, 2 hits and a stolen base. So he is 3 for 3 on the day. On this game.
On this game. He is also very effective in the first game.
1 for 3 in the first game with a walk. So he's been on base a lot today. A lot of Raptors have been on base today.
That's the story of the doubleheader. Like the Raptors' ability to get on base and the Owls' inability to keep them off.
They've had some good weather today, and the Raptors are lapping it up and enjoying playing when it's not 39 and misting.
Or in Myrtle Beach, where they're all getting the MASH unit out.
Yeah. And Dan told me it was cold and windy the entire time they were down in Myrtle Beach.
Good day for baseball.
Prince George's also took a trip south this spring. So he walks Preble. So now all of a sudden with 2 outs, there are 2 Raptors on. And that brings up Teddy Grass, who's had a nice second game here.
Teddy Grass has had a kind of a coming out party today. Home run, another base hit.
2-run homer,
two
and a
RBIs.
base hit on via an error. So he's been on every time up. And let's not forget that stolen base.
He's got that stolen base nicely snug in his pocket.
Swings right through that one.
Waves through a changeup there.
Angry at himself.
Stay back. Wait for that one to come.
2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the 6th inning.
These teams are both good enough that I wouldn't be surprised if they saw themselves in the regional finals.
Oh, I would not be surprised at all. As a matter of fact, I'd predict that. There's a catcher bobbled. He threw it into left field, but Marte elects to stay there. He did have to slide in, so I think it was a good decision by Marte.
Yeah, and Petrosino did a good job backing it up. Torche and over in left field also backed it up as well.
But both runners did advance, so now you have runners on second and third for Teddy Grass with 2 outs. 2-1 the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Low again, so 3-1 now. On deck for the Raptors, Ryan Boland.
Hey, this money pitch. Money pitch.
And that's in the dirt, ball 4. So Teddy Grass has been on base every time up. That's 3 straight walks now by Perot. And that brings up Boland, who is turned around. He's obviously a switch hitter. And with the righty in there now, he's batting from the right side. Boland has he hits a fly ball deep.
And Torch did not know where it was.
He lost it.
He had no idea where the ball was.
And here comes Grass to score, and Boland in at second with a bases-loaded double for a 3-run double there.
3 RBI with 1 swing right there, and it was very weird. I was looking out in left field when that ball got hit, and Torch didn't know it got hit. He did not see it at all. Like, until the ball hit the ground and bounced to the fence, he didn't move.
Oh, I hope we get another look at that because let's see if we can figure out what happened here.
Coach Foster had. He's still standing over there in left field, and then, oh, hey, look, the ball's over here.
Oh, my gosh.
I better go find it.
That it might not have been caught. That ball was hit hard.
But he would have saved 2 runs had he known the ball was hit in the first place.
Oh, my gosh. So do we have a loss of concentration there?
I'm not even sure what happened there.
The sun is at his back at this point, so we can't blame the sun.
Can't blame the sun.
Mr. Sunshine is not at fault here.
But even if the sun was in his eyes, he should have heard the ping of the bat, right?
Yeah, the ping of the bat. It's hard to miss the ping of the bat. So we're gonna have to chalk that one up as a hit. Definitely a hit, and 3 RBIs.
3-run double.
But a bizarre play. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that.
No, not where the fielder has no clue where the ball is until it rolls to the fence.
Man. So there's a walk now. Schubert walks.
His 4th walk this inning.
So 4 walks for Perot. He's kind of dug his own grave here with the free passes. And that brings up Chris Amparo, and he's just going to leave him out there and let him work his way out of this this jam. Still 2 outs. He got the first 2 outs of the inning, and then he started issuing the free passes. And the Raptors have capitalized.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to give the team, you want to make the other team earn their way around the bases. You don't want to just give them bases. Walking people all the way around, and you're just giving up bases.
So once again, you look at the scoreboard. The Raptors, every time Prince George's has scored, the Raptors have answered. And that's a sign of a good team, and that is something that Dan Rasher's got to love. There's a ground ball to short for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Raptors put 3 more on the board, and they now lead 12-5 after 6 complete. And we're going to come right back with the top of the 7th, which could be the end of this ball game. We'll be right back with more Raptors baseball. And we are back on the Germantown campus, and there you see the flags flying in on our beautiful campus here. The bioscience building behind the flags. You see some signs of more construction going on as they are working on a building right next to the Bioscience Center.
The Science and Applied Technologies building is getting a rehabilitation over there. It's going to house a lot more classrooms, give a lot more space for students to gather, to study, to just have fun. So it's going to be a good addition to the campus.
So Jamil Canaan, in fact, did come back out to start the 7th inning. We have received word that Joe Daly is warming in the pen. I'm sorry, make that Hovermill. That is Michael Hovermill. We talked about him earlier. He was a star for Prince George's last year, but decided he wanted to play for Dan Rasher and the Raptors. So he is now wearing Raptors purple.
3-0 on the season with a 2.95 ERA. I bet in this game, Coach Foster wishes he had a player throwing the ball like that right now.
I'll bet he does. So Petrandria leading off, and he's hit by a pitch.
Petrandria's had a good game today. He's got on bases a lot of different ways today.
He has, and Dan Rasher not messing around. Leadoff batter gets on, and he's out making a move.
He actually did this in game 1 too. The starter comes out in the 7th inning, and he lets the first batter on, and Rasher pulls him and gets the reliever in there.
And Jamil Canaan did an absolutely great job, and that brings in Michael Hovermill. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, Michael Hovermill is a transfer from Prince George's Community College. Joe, he's got some nice numbers too.
He's got some excellent numbers. He's again 3-0 on the season, 2.95 ERA, averages nearly a strikeout per inning. He had an arm injury, and he's been working through that, but he's really a bulldog, and the key to his game is location. He's a very good location pitcher. He's got a fastball, a changeup, nice curveball. But again, his key is like he hits his spots. He's very consistent about hitting his spots. So he makes him a very tough pitcher, and he's very dogged. He doesn't back down from anybody. He's a bulldog out there, as Coach O'Connor told me earlier today.
Well, I had a chance to see him pitch. I covered that game last year, the deciding Region 20 game, and that description fits him perfectly. Very determined, very dogged, misplays, hits, they don't bother him. He just bears down. And he's an emotional type pitcher. He's a battler out there. He's a battler. And he's a very talented pitcher as well. Again, he was 8-1 last year for the Owls. So good fortune for the Raptors that he decided he wanted to play here.
And he obviously gives the Raptors a great 1-2-3 punch with Clapper and with Dwyer.
Yeah, this is the strongest three that the Raptors have had in terms of starting pitching in a couple of years. And pitching really does carry a team. And today they've been very effective. So there's a good look at Jamil Canaan. Boy, did he do his job, Joe.
He absolutely did. Like when they needed somebody to come in to relieve Clapper, like he came in, he got him out of a jam, and then just kept rolling right along and keeping Prince George's off the base paths for the most part. And with that first strike there by Hovermill, like his teammates are really cheering him on.
Rotundo 2 for 3, a strikeout and 2 hits. So Canaan really did the job. He came in 2 on, nobody out, back in the third, and got the job done, got him out of it without any further damage, and then put up 2 more scoreless innings after that before allowing 2 unearned runs in the top of the 6th.
And that's what you want your middle reliever to do. Eat up some innings, get you to the end of the game.
He had 5 strikeouts in his 4 innings of work. Came in throwing hard and throwing strikes. There's a ground ball up the middle, and it's a base hit.
Yes.
So 2 runners on here to start the inning for Prince George's.
Softly hit ground ball, but right up the middle, like right where the defense wasn't. Like you just got to hit it where they're not.
Yep, seeing eye single. So that puts runners on first and second, and that brings up Bradley. Last time up, he was going for the fences. He struck out. He's got 1 hit and 2 strikeouts in this second game.
There you go. Let's see what Hovermill has in store right here.
Yep.
The step off.
There's a good pitch.
He's bringing the heat.
Bradley says,
challenge-
okay, I'm loose now.
Challenging Bradley right there.
I'm loose now.
I wouldn't be surprised if he follows that up with a nice little changeup right here and get him out in front.
1-1. Took a little bit off of it. Breaking pitch.
Yeah, switching speeds on him. Keep him off balance.
Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. This is potentially the last inning of play. There's a strike. Again, it's a doubleheader, so the games are 7 innings each. So this is potentially the last inning of the game.
Mill's got that nice fastball that, in that last pitch, started inside and tailed back over the plate for the strike. Goes away from a left-handed hitter and in toward a right-handed hitter.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, man on second. Top of the 7th. Hovermill. Strike 3. Swing and a miss. Well, Bradley got his swings worth, I'll tell you that.
A hard sinker right there. It's a beautifully, again, like the location. Look at that, right on the outside black, low and away.
That's a pitcher's pitch.
You have to swing at it, but you can't hit it.
That's an unhittable pitch there. Bradley doesn't have to hang his head on that one. That brings up Holden. He got on via a walk, a double, and an error.
You fouled that one back right there. Again, another nicely placed pitch on the outside corner.
Quan Holden from Brooklyn, New York. There's a pickoff attempt. He's back. That wind now blowing out to right field.
Good pitch. He keeps the ball low.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for somebody to hit it out of the park on him, keeping it low like that.
And that's exactly what the Raptors would like to see happen, is nobody hit it out of the park at this point.
I'm not sure why they've been paying so much attention to Petrandri on the base
I don't
pass.
understand it either, Joe.
He's not really a threat to run, but
well,
they're
and
paying a lot of attention.
he really doesn't matter. I would say just focus on the batter here. There's a ground ball base hit, and that's because the shortstop was busy deacon in and out at second base trying to cover the base runner.
Exactly. A base runner who, like you said, doesn't matter if he scores as long as you get the out.
That was a tailor-made double play ball right there. Might have been a little bit difficult. It was,
You could at least get one out of that.
Definitely could have gotten one out of that. So now you got the bases juiced. And that brings up Marquez. It was a strikeout, a walk, and a double in the second game.
The bases loaded now. Those last couple runs, last 3 runs in the last inning, they mean a lot more.
They sure do. They sure do, particularly with the bases juiced here.
No.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And I don't know, I think Schubert might be playing still too much up the middle. There's still a huge gap between
there really
shortstop
is.
and third there.
And Montero,
for a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, and I'm thinking Montero's a dead pull hitter. I haven't seen any evidence otherwise. So he's going to hit it to the left side. And he walked in a run.
I'm not sure what that pitch was. That looked pretty good to me.
So that makes it 12-6.
Let's see this.
6-9.
Wow.
I guess maybe he called it low, but that was
an awfully good pitch.
They've called that same location
a strike many times.
Both games.
Yeah, they've been pretty consistent on that pitch. So that's why we're a little bit surprised. So that brings up Montero. And he was hit for a pitch. He's 1 for 2. He swings through that one. So Hovermill quickly ahead 0-2.
Great place for a pitcher to be.
But the base is still loaded.
You got to be careful not to get too cute and get a pass ball here or a wild pitch.
There's a fly ball to center field, and it's out and out. Run will score on the sac fly. And now you have runners on first and third. It's a 12-7 ball game, but there are 2 outs.
And we have a substitution, a pitch hitter here. Stephen Fondeur is coming in.
Number 6.
He is hitting .214 on the season with 3 hits and 14 at-bats.
So Marquez gets the sac fly and the RBI to make it 12-7. So, yeah, this is number 6, Stephen Fontour. He's hitting .214 on the season. Strike 2. He's from Hollywood, Florida.
Long way from home.
I'll bet Mom and Dad miss him. One ball, 2 strikes. There's a fly ball to left, and that is deep.
Got hold of that one.
And it is a grand slam home run. Nope. 3-run homer. 3-run homer. Sorry about that. The sac fly brought in the extra run. So, wow. Stephen Fondeur comes up hitting .214 on the season with no home runs, and he makes it a 1-run game.
He caught a hanging curve right there and took it out of here.
Daly is now up in the pen for the Raptors, but the bases are empty.
And that is not what Hovermill wanted to do against his former club right there.
Boy, that is for sure.
Give up a big lead.
No, he did not want to give up the lead, and he's probably mad. So Petrosino. Petrosino now represents the tying run. I'm sorry, the scoreboard was wrong. They keep messing with me. It's now 12-10. They're trying to see if I'm paying attention, I guess. And of course, we already just established that math is not my strong suit. So, come on, guys, on the scoreboard. Anyway, it's 12-10 now after that 3-run homer.
He was a political science major, everybody. Petrosino's over 3 with 3 Ks and got on an error.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts and on via an error. But it's 12-10.
Be a nice time for a strikeout number 4.
It sure would be. That one bounces in there. So we go 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I wonder if Hovermill is like mad, so mad his adrenaline's up and he's overthrowing right now.
I think there could be a little bit of that going on. I think maybe the idea that Dan Rasher had to bring him in was to get rid of that. And there's a shot, but Fabre with a great play.
Oh.
But the throw is, he throws it away.
Unfortunately, Marte has not been able to scoop any of the low throws today.
So Petrosino moves to second on the throwing error. It's a great stop by Fabre. Great stop.
Yes, he just ends up throwing it low.
So that brings up Beto, and he represents the tying run.
Not really the guy you want to be facing in this situation if you don't have to.
That is for sure. And let's see what happens here as the wheels are turning in the Raptors dugout. Prince George's
dugout is they're getting fired up here as they're making this comeback in the last inning.
They are cheering. They got a cheering section over there.
Yep, they want to just as bad as Hovermill wants to beat them. Like they want to beat their former teammate too.
No question about it. They'd love nothing more. Way outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
All right, and we talked about Hovermill being, his thing being location. He is missing his spots now. He is not throwing. He's overthrowing. Balls in the dirt. Balls way high and outside. He's kind of got to get his composure back if he wants to finish off this game.
There's a strike on a breaking pitch. I think that was a good call there. Slow him down a little bit.
Maybe he needs to get back to his sliders and stay away from the fastballs.
There's the pitch, ground ball, shortstop, Schubert, throw to first, and that is the 3rd out, and the Raptors win the doubleheader, take game 2. A little closer than they would like, 12-10, but they'll take it as Michael Hovermill induces a ground ball to Peyton Schubert to end it. We get a good look at the Raptors as they go through their handshake line to celebrate a doubleheader sweep over the Prince George's Owls. And they take the first game 11-4. They win the second 12-10. Joe?
With that sweep, that puts them in the absolute driver's seat for the Region 20 tournament. They have their path laid out for them. They still need to take care of business, the Raptors do, to get that top seed. But, by winning these 2 games, 4-0 in Region 20 play, that they, are definitely in the driver's seat here.
And Dan Rasher told me he thinks the number 1 seed is going to be very important this year in the tournament. And like you said, they are in the driver's seat now. They're 4-0. Prince George's falls to 1-3 in Region 20 play. And most importantly, I think for the Raptors today, they got the bats going. The first game was an offensive show for them. And also Clayton Dwyer really showing off why he's the #1 starter for the Raptors as he picked up his 5th win of the year. Burgess, Austin Grass with home runs in that one. In the second game, the Raptors had to kind of hold on there at the end, but what impressed me was that every time Prince George's scored, the Raptors answered. And they built on that lead. And, of course, those 3 runs that they tacked on there in the bottom of the 6th, that's the difference in the ball game.
We would still be playing if it weren't for those 3 runs right there.
So the Raptors pull this one out. Jamil Canaan will get the win in the second game for Montgomery College. So, once again, the Raptors take both ends of this doubleheader. They take the opener 11-4. They take the second game 12-10. And for Joe Thompson and everybody on the hard-working MCTV production crew, we thank you so much for watching Montgomery College Baseball on MCTV.